Please be seated, please. The president of NLC, first, let me sincerely apologize that I came in here before this event started. It was not my fault. However, I take responsibility for it. Somebody said, I will call you to know when you're going to come. I left UK last night, arrived Lagos this morning, took the very first flight by 6:30, arrived Abuja by 8. And when I arrived by 8, I called someone and said, when you're ready, tell me I'll be here. And I kept saying, are we ready? We are going to start. But that I own up, I was late. I sincerely apologize. Number two is that it's a retreat organized by Labour and Labour Party. My job here is to listen. Because it will be one of the most disappointing and grave damage to Nigerian existence if Labour goes through this effort and supports somebody to lead this country and it fails. God forbid. So for me, I want to listen. I want to take note. That note is more important to me than anything. I don't want to tell you people any idea. I want to listen to you. My job is to listen. So that you don't go there and start giving them an excuse. Because what we are used to in this country is for people to go into office and start saying what they saw when they get in there. I want to see anything when I get in there. I want to hear it now. So I know what to do when I get in there. The job of the leader is to solve problems and show solution, not to give excuse. I don't want to go there and people start saying, oh, I'm blaming the people in the past. They did this, they did that. If they were doing good, you won't hire me. So I'm being hired to deal with the problem, not to remind them where they're coming from. I don't want to remind Nigerians where they're coming from. I want to start solving the problem. I listened to the president. I listened to Flana. In fact, people like Flana, well, I always tell even my brother Pastor Tommy and say, listen, you know, you get to a stage, you'll be wondering whether you're right or you're wrong. Because how can you be speaking like this and nothing is happening? Even my only two, when I go to my house, my wife will tell me, just drop everything about GDP outside. Come inside this house and eat so that we can have peace. Because at the time you answer yourself, what is wrong with this country? ASU is on strike for 7 months. I'm not making a speech, but at that 7 months, you might not know, the committee which ASU is strike and the issues that were on strike is since 2009. It is not today. They've actually done so many strikes about this issue. From 2010, they've been striking. They were striking about this issue while I was governor. I remember very well because I was dealing with it as a governor in Anambra State University. And even I recall since then, what they were demanding was just about 1 or 1.3 trillion, something like that. You mean Nigeria cannot pay that over the past 12 years? Come on. Our oil today, they mentioned it here as being stolen. Oil is not sweet you put in your pocket. It's not a grocery. For you to steal oil, A ship must come into your territory. Navy must approve the ship to come into your territory. Otherwise, it's war. So who is approving that? Who is stealing the oil? How much are we talking? 1.3 trillion. We are the only oil producing country, the only OPEC country that is not meeting up its quota. Apart from Venezuela that is on strike, that is on sanction. Because of sanction, every other person is actually asking to produce more. We are not meeting our own. To show you the amount of money as is stealing, throughout the month of July, our oil production, our quota is 1.8 million per day. Throughout that month, our production, a level was 1,083,000 barrels. That means we are lacking every single day 717 barrels from our own authorized quota. If you tabulate that, it came to 22 in the month, it came to 22,227,000 thereabout. Oil on the average sold in July, you can use an average of 110. I've said it everywhere. Multiply with that number, you have $2,445,000,000. Official rate of dollar is 410. My rate and your rate is 690. 690. 690. If you put 410 and 690, it will give you 1,100. Divide it into 2, so we can get the average. So average is 550. If you multiply 550 with $2,445,000,000, it will give you $1,344,750,000,000. That will solve as strike. One month. That is 1 month still, what we didn't do 1 month. 1 month. 1 month, this thing will end. That's 1 month. And they continue other months. There's something wrong. And it is time we confront it. My dear people, I'm here to listen. Learning and listening is a critical component of leadership. I succeeded in Anambra State because I learned and listened to people who know. I'm happy that Flana is there. He will tell you, even though he's still accusing me for not paying his fees, he knows I cannot pay fees. That's my problem. But he's not the only person. Last night, I showed somebody in the plane. I said to him, my head of service is a fantastic civil servant. Let nobody tell you the problem is civil servant. No, I disagree with the person. President was right. If the leader is doing the right thing, the civil servant will. My head of service is Ngozi Melifong, everybody knows that. A daughter of a respected judge in this country, wonderful woman. When he was my head of service, every single day he comes to my office to cry and tell me, no, people are not happy with you. And I kept saying, Sister Ngozi, I never promised anybody happiness. But I can tell you, 2 weeks ago, he wrote something he wanted to publish. It will eventually be published. Peter Obi, stinginess as a development strategy. Because what happened? Every time they bring file, bring this, I say, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. So they were not happy. But when I started clearing gratuities unpaid, pension unpaid, everything unpaid, they came to me and said, where are you getting the money? I said, it's your money. That's the money I cut here is what I'm using here. So the day I left office, everybody knows. I wasn't owing the civil servant any salary, any pension, any gratuity. All their leave allowance were paid. The rest is history. So for me, I want to learn. I want to listen. The leader doesn't know everything. Anybody that knows everything is an idiot. He shouldn't lead. President, let's put it in right. Let's document it. That's how we're going to. Even after the election, don't go away, because that's another problem we have. Don't go away. I said it, I told my people last night, I had 2 Yorubas in the plane, one Northerner and myself, and I asked them a question. Do any of us know the pilot of this plane? They said no. So why did we enter this plane? I said, we entered the plane because we are sure the man inside is pilot. And we are going to Lagos. And he's announcing us that they are going to Lagos, telling us about Lagos weather. In Nigeria, he will not be a pilot, and he will tell us about Dakar, and somebody will say, he's a Yoruba man, he's a Hausa man, he's Igbo man. Are the poor people in the north buying bread cheaper? Do they have free electricity? Do they have is there anything that getting better? Are the poor people in the southwest getting bread cheaper? No. All these things you see is elite manipulation to continue the criminality of our country called Nigeria. And people talk about structure. It is structure of criminality. It's structure of corruption. People tell you cannot fight corruption. You can fight corruption. If you, the principal person, is not stealing, your family is not stealing, those around you are not stealing, you reduce it by 70%. I said any day, I was governor of Anambra State for 8 years. Go and show me where their money has been stolen. So don't tell me we don't know this. 1%. If anybody can show me 1% of their money missing, all the money I received, I stop. And to prove that I said so, the day I left office, we have in 3 banks. I didn't say 1 bank, 3 banks. Access Bank, $50 million, 12 billion naira. Diamond Bank, $50 million, 12 billion naira. The Diamond Bank is the Labour Party candidate, Fabia. Go and ask him, I said it. I have with him $50 million, 12 billion naira. Fidelity Bank, $55 million, 12 billion naira. I could have converted this into anything and taken it away under one guy or the other. Anambra have not bought me pure water since I left office as governor. Because there's no gratuity, no pension for governor. You finish your job, you go home. So we must, I will make my speech, maybe after the retreat. Mine is to learn. Put it in writing. When we succeed, don't go away. You must stay around to say, okay, we agree say we go Lagos, don't begin go Dakar. Because that's the problem. The man will come and start giving excuses. Even if you don't achieve 100% of it, we want to see 100% effort. We want to see 100% sacrifice. We cannot stay like this. The biggest asset of Nigeria today is the vast land we have in the north. No country will have that land and go hungry. I went to Niger State and I repeated everywhere I have opportunity. Niger State is 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land, fertile land. They can't feed themselves. They can't feed Nigeria. They can't export anything. Netherlands, minus water. Minus water is 33,000 square kilometers of land. Total agricultural export last year, $120 billion. If Niger State had done 1% of that, 1% is $1.2 billion. Multiply it with the real rate, 650, is over 750 billion naira. That is 5 times their budget. They are waiting to share 3 billion a month. In a year, it costs at 6 billion. What type of country is that? We must stop this consumption and go to production. I was in Taraba. Governor told me that the money they are getting is less. I said, Governor, Taraba is 54.6 thousand square kilometers of land. Belgium is 30.9. Israel is 22.1. So Taraba is bigger than Israel and Belgium. Total export of Israel last year is $59.8 billion. If combined with Belgium, you will know. What are you saying here? You can grow flour here in Mambila. You can grow tea. You can grow coffee. Kenya got over $500 million from flour export. Ethiopia got from coffee $1.1 billion. Sierra Leone with all their problem, 1.4 billion in tea. What is happening in this country? This country must move from consumption to production. Let's get the country to move. And you labor are the ones that will determine it. Leave them with their structure. They've told you what they're stealing. We'll tell you what they're missing. I just gave you an example of what 1 month can do to solve us strike. Nigerians all over the world doing well. The only thing that is happening is that we have not determined that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Let's, for the sake of our children, go back to your house and look at your children and ask yourself, what society are we going to build for them? Tell me, let us document and agree. This is what we are going to do. I am not offering anybody any excuse. The excuse will be, we'll go there, if it's not working, all of us will see it. But this time, we have to stop it. He said it. People are refining illegally. People are doing wayo illegally. With the time Indians are not wanted, they turned it into another thing. They become control of ICT. The same Yahoo people, they used to do it. They turned it into this thing. They become control of ICT. If people are doing refining illegally, let's call them and see how we can work with them, make it illegal, support them, finance them. So it is not, there's no constitution in Britain that said, if you go to a party, you go. No, it is the people that said, you say we won't go to a party, but you went to a party. We don't want you again. And it's bad to remove him. It must start here, it must start here. When people don't want to, they go home. You must not stay. Election next year will not be based on ethnicity. We've had it before. It will not be based on religion. There's no place for Christians to buy food cheaper. There's no place for Muslims to buy food cheaper. It must not be by my turn. It's nobody's turn. It must not be by connection. Any of the primordial reasons they've used. Election next year must be based, one, on character we can trust. verifiable where it's coming from. It must be based on competence, capacity, and commitment to start turning around Nigeria. Thank you and God bless you. This one now.